I'm Dr. Jordin Wiggins, and this is the Pleasure Principles podcast. Join me on this journey where sex, science, and sensuality meet. Let's change the conversation around sex and pleasure together.
We talk a lot about sexual dysfunction and low libido in my community because 1 in 2 women, 50%, and I would say that is underreported, experience sexual dysfunction at some point in their life. We have heard so many outdated and downright incorrect stories about sex and pleasure that it starts to color our view and how we experience it, or how many of us are not experiencing it. And this really leads to having unfulfilling relationships. One of those stories, one of those myths that I hear often is about low testosterone. And I don't know where this information came from. My best guess is that we have taken medical information that has been researched, studied, and applied on men, and then we're trying to apply it to women. And as most of you know, that just doesn't work. Many women that come to me looking for help, because they have low libido, no desire to be intimate, they're shocked when I tell them that I'm not too concerned about their testosterone levels. Want to give you a quick disclaimer here. If you suspect that an underlying medical or hormonal condition is contributing to your low libido, please consult your healthcare provider. This is not medical advice, only education about low testosterone, low libido in women. I have treated thousands of them, both clinically and through the work that I do with the Pleasure Collective. Also want to say, if you live in Ontario and would like a consultation with a sex positive and informed clinician that knows about hormones, you can book an introductory call with someone from my team to discuss your options. We are going to put that link in the show notes. We all want sex that is good for us, and I believe the way to heal relationships and reconnect, or one of the ways, but it is probably the easiest, most fun, and works the fastest, is to reconnect through intimacy. And that's with knowledge, education, and empowering women to learn and understand their bodies and their desires to do so. You have to unlearn all of the crap that you have been taught that led you to here. Which brings me to the testosterone myth. The testosterone myth is what I call the belief that high testosterone equals high sex drive and low testosterone equals low sex drive. This is not true. I've treated women with high testosterone who have low libido, and women with low testosterone that have high libido, and I have seen this countless times. An area where this belief is particularly damaging is when women enter menopause. Women are coming to me with strong held beliefs that it's normal that they don't want to have sex. It's true that women's testosterone levels decrease as they age, just like men's, but there seems to be a widely accepted belief that as testosterone declines, libido declines with it. This belief seems to perpetuate women's acceptance that their libido is declining just as a natural part of getting older, which in turn stops them from seeking appropriate help and treatment. Everyone wants less sex in their 40s, 50s, 60s, right? And we're even being fed this message at a younger and younger age, because I see women in their 20s with sexual dysfunction and they've never orgasmed. So this is what was a problem for menopausal women, we're now seeing premenopausal women in their 40s being told it, and younger and younger. So this is just, it's pervasive, and the range of women that are accepting it is getting wider and wider. And I'm just not here for that. I want you to have a fulfilling and satisfying sex life for as long as you want to. Women are giving up on decades of intimacy and desire and connection because of this incorrect belief. And it's hurting their relationships, their self-esteem, their mental health. The impacts are massive. And it really bothers me to think of women giving up on pleasure just because they don't know where to start and they've been given the wrong script, they've been given the wrong idea.
You might not even know what you're missing, but if you've been searching for answers for why you're so successful in your career, but lacking in other areas, why your libido's low, why you feel so burnt out, overworked, why you're snappy and irritated all the time, why you can't lose the weight you want to lose, why you're exhausted but you can't sleep at night. You take care and run the show at work and at home, but you can't figure out how to take care of yourself the way you want to. You are in the right place. Maybe your relationship is on the brink of divorce, or you're missing the days of connection and intimacy that you once had. If you long for the spark and connection and you want to feel like yourself again, that radiant, turned on woman, then I have the solution for you. Work with me, Dr. Jordin Wiggins, naturopathic doctor, sex educator, and feminine burnout coach, in my executive one-on-one coaching program to learn how to receive pleasure for better sex, better health, and more wealth. I promise you, they are all connected. I work with women to teach them how to receive pleasure and to open to all of the possibilities that this life has to offer you in health, wealth, and love. Because you deserve success across the board in your life. Finally, find the secret that was missing from all the work that you've done before and understand why you are so successful at work, but lack the spark and connection you long for in your relationships. When you learn how to receive pleasure and learn what was holding you back, you unlock possibilities in every area of your life. Suddenly, you can receive compliments, trust, acceptance, friendships, money. You know how to take better care of yourself, and you receive the praise, acknowledgement, help, and support that you've always wanted, but didn't know how to get. Everything comes when you learn how to receive and adopt a pleasure mindset as a way of being. My executive coaching program gives you exclusive access to me in person or via video chat, and my years of experience of working with thousands of women, Eastern medicine theories, and practical everyday ways to apply the work to see real growth in your life and relationships. Get the support you need to repair your relationships, start having mind-blowing sex, and open to the possibilities of what great pleasure means to you. Revolutionize your relationships and build the abundant future that you, your relationships, and your loved ones deserve. Click the link in the show notes or visit my page on Instagram at Dr. Jordin Wiggins to learn more about my coaching packages.
The synthetic testosterone marketed to women as a way to improve libido really falls short. even in a few cases where testosterone does help to increase libido, and you will hear from these women if you're Googling, which I recommend you do not Google about your health advice. You see a practitioner that can test adequately and treat appropriately. Or you'll hear, through the grapevine, oh, my friend of a friend, like this one unicorn woman who took testosterone and then actually did bring her libido back. But these are the rare cases. And even in some cases where it does help to increase libido, it can come with side effects: acne, deepened voice, high blood sugar, high triglycerides, and high cholesterol. We're also not talking about these side effects, which is a part of informed consent. I've had several patients personally try testosterone and have the voice deepening side effect, and they don't feel sexy. So it's a little counterintuitive. A testosterone replacement can't improve communication in the bedroom. It can't fix years of struggling with body image. It can't find your clit. It can't undo the guilt and shame you were taught to feel about your pleasure. And it can't help you to relax, rest, get out of the sympathetic overdrive that so many superwomen are in all the time, so that our bodies, our brains are capable and responsive to pleasure. There is no little pink pill that is going to work for everyone, because libido is a multifaceted issue tied to more than just biological function. Ironically, there is a natural way to increase testosterone. And I can hear those of you that have been following me for a while shouting it out. It's orgasms. Orgasms boost the natural production of testosterone. It's like I always say, good sex leads to more good sex. Pleasure begets pleasure. This isn't to say that there aren't some women whose low libido is solved when they discover an issue with testosterone. And this does happen, like I already mentioned, but in my experience with over 2,000 women at this point, that is extremely, extremely rare. In fact, sometimes I'd show women, they're convinced that their testosterone is low and that was going to solve all their problems. And we run their blood work, and their testosterone was actually like a little higher than average, or like, very good, above normal. And they were shocked, literally shocked. And I'd almost have to go through the exercise of testing it for them just so they could see for themselves that it was not their testosterone. So if you really want to improve your libido and reignite your desires, you have to take a look at the bigger picture. Hormones is one piece of a very bigger, more complex puzzle. How your beliefs, your experiences, your expectations, and everything in between interact, and how it has all led to what you experience as desire, turn on, how you define sex. That is what we have to look at. So I have 3 tips on where to start. The first is belief and mindset. What you have been taught and what you believe about sex and pleasure is going to dictate everything. So do you feel like sex is wrong or dirty? You might think you left those beliefs behind, or they have miraculously evaporated when you got married, but I speak to women every single day that the guilt or shame embedded in us around our sexual desire can run so deep, and it can be impacting you years later, even if you didn't realize it. We always start with, like, how were you taught about sex? How was sex spoken about in the home? And if sex was bad, wrong, dirty, sex wasn't spoken about. All of these negative beliefs are impacting the sex and pleasure you are having today. I guarantee it. a mindset reframe about what pleasure means, its importance to you, and a rebuilding of your relationship with desire and turn on is a necessary starting point. And this is the work, ladies. I wish it was as simple as testosterone fixing it. Trust me, I've tried with thousands of women, and improving their testosterone levels just does not seem to be the ace in the hole that we think it should be. Tip number 2, feminine burnout. Are you constantly exhausted, overworked, underappreciated by those around you? If you answered yes, you are probably living in what I call feminine burnout, the particular type of burnout that impacts busy, successful, high-achieving women who are not in touch with their feminine energy. When you are ignoring your need for rest, vulnerability, and creativity because you are too burnt out to experience joy and pleasure, it inevitably starts impacting your health, happiness, and sex life too. And there's even some research to say that it will start to age you, which I guess that we're gonna do a whole other podcast on that. Number 3, functional depression. Are you going through your day, getting all the necessities done, crossing the items off your to-do list, checking the boxes, but you feel like something is missing? You are alone. You're not as happy as you think you should be. Maybe you feel like broken. You got it together on the outside, but inside it is a mess in there. I have been there, no shame here. Many of the women that I work with tell me that they feel depressed, even though no one would expect it. And this is like the hardest place to be because you're still doing everything for everyone and you seem like you have it together. So you don't even have the support that you need to start feeling better. Research shows women with low sexual desire are far more likely to experience depressive disorder or symptoms of depression, like anhedonia, than women that do not experience low sexual desire. So there is definitely a tie between depression, low mood, and low libido. I unpack that way more in my book, The Pink Canary, which you can get on Amazon, Chapters, Barnes, and Noble. If you are interested in learning more and working with me, learning how to have these conversations with your partner, having somebody give to you a guide of where to start so that you can reconnect with yourself, your joy, reconnect in your relationships, visit the pleasurecollective.com/programs to apply to work with me. Have a great week, everybody.
If you like what you heard in this episode, leave me a rating. Your support helps me get discovered by more women like you. Together, we can change the conversation around women's sexual health and pleasure for you, your partners, and generations to come.